Why are they called slow lorises in the first place? Are they actually that slow?
So they are usually slow to be quiet when they're moving around the trees to avoid predation. In terms of the name slow loris, the name loris, which is derived from a Dutch word lorish, which essentially means clown, and this is to do partly because of their facial features, such as they have large eye spots on a relatively pale face, which can sort of mimic almost like a clown mask or something like that.
Oh wow, so they're kind of called the slow clowns.
Slow clowns.
That's quite sad. Poor little things, they don't deserve that.